This is going to be my very first 48-hour water fast. So there are several reasons that I'm going to do this, which I'll explain throughout the video. I'm going to explain how I'm going to go about it and what I'm trying to achieve. So my main reason for doing this is because I'm going into a 3-week fat loss phase. So I'm going on holiday in 3 weeks, I'm going to Dubai, and I just want to be as shredded as possible. So over the next 3 weeks, I'm going to properly dial in my nutrition and I'm going to document the whole thing. So there will be videos on this and I'll explain what I'm doing. But the initial part is just going to be a 48-hour water fast. It's a very aggressive way of starting a diet, but there are reasons for it, which I will explain. But first of all, this is how I look. So at the moment, I'm not in the worst shape. I don't have a massive amount of fat to lose, but I want to try and get as shredded as possible. So this is the start, and I will document how I look throughout the 3 weeks. So obviously a 48-hour water fast is quite an aggressive way to start things. But this weekend coming is Easter weekend and I'm going home to see family. So over the weekend, there's probably gonna be a lot more food around. So if I do take 2 complete days of food out of my diary or out of my week, then I'm gonna have a few calories to play with on the weekend if I need to. But I do plan on going quite aggressive throughout these 3 weeks to try and get as lean as I possibly can. And because I am going away on Friday, that means I only have a 4-day work week. So I have to cram a lot of work into obviously 4 days. So if I spend 2 of them fasted, that means 2 days where I'm not prepping food, I'm not having to eat food, and I'm already at 2 p.m. So I've been fasting for about 18 hours and I'm obviously talking quite quickly because I'm highly caffeinated as well. But during this time, when I fasted previously, my brain works a lot quicker. I'm not having to digest food, I don't feel that kind of sluggish feeling. My brain just works a lot quicker and a lot of people feel the same way. So it's a way for me to really bang out 4 days of work most efficiently. Another one of the main reasons I am doing this fast is for years I have suffered with digestive issues. It runs in my family. A bunch of my family have some severe digestive diseases. So we as a family have weak stomachs. But fasting completely takes food out of your diet, obviously, for a couple of days. If I do have any food sensitivities, they're not going to be coming in, so it can't affect things. So there might be a breakdown of older cells, and these get replenished with newer cells. So during this time, hopefully my gut will heal up a little bit, and I'll be able to report back on how my gut feels when I go back to eating. Another one of the main reasons I'm looking forward to this is the decrease in inflammation you can get from fasting. So this has been shown to decrease inflammation, and I've heard anecdotally, obviously from other people that have fasted, that their joints, once you get to this 48-hour limit, that their joints start feeling like butter. Their joints start feeling really, really good. I'm not sure whether this is due to the inflammation or what it is, but at the moment, my knees are not brilliant. So I'm looking forward to see if it does have any impact on my knees and other joints. And the final reason I'm doing this is I am a coach. I do obviously coach people through nutrition and training. I've coached people through 24-hour fasts before, but I've never pushed anything to 48 hours. So I want to obviously lead from the front. I want to go through these things. So if I do help people with fasting, I've been there. I know what it feels like and I know what the benefits are. So obviously I just want to lead from the front as a coach. So I already am about 18, 19 hours in. And I do feel brilliant. I am feeling really good. I've got tons of work done. I haven't had to stop for breakfast. I haven't had to stop for lunch. There's been no snacks. I've just been straight through. So how I'm doing this fast is I have increased my water intake because obviously I'm not going to be eating. So a decent amount of my fluid intake will come from food because obviously there's a decent amount of fluid within food, especially whole foods. So I've had to increase my water intake. But I am going to be consuming caffeine. My water has increased and I am taking electrolytes. Obviously because I'm not eating, I'm going to need to replenish electrolytes because otherwise if I'm just drinking pure water, that's going to be bad news. And from doing my blood work, my metabolic health is in a good place. I am fairly metabolically flexible. So looking at my things like HbA1c, my glucose markers, my insulin sensitivity, my lipids, what enzyme capacity I have. So I am in a good place physiologically to go into this process. So if you are someone that is maybe a little bit metabolically inflexible, meaning you don't switch between fuel substrates very well, then this is where people can suffer. So for someone like myself who is pretty metabolically flexible, I am able to switch from different fuel sources, then it is a little bit easier. And previously I have done this and it has been fine when I have been metabolically flexible. So if you are going to do this, especially a longer fast like the 48 hours plus, then you will probably make sure you are in a decent state of health to start with. But overall, I'm just looking forward to see what effects it has on me. So far, it's all been so easy, no problems at all. I have a decent amount of water, I've had some caffeine to keep me going, and I feel completely fine. Going to sleep, this is going to be the interesting part. So when you do go into this state, if you are in a fasted state, it can obviously increase adrenaline, increase noradrenaline, increase cortisol, because this is your fight or flight. This is your body wanting you to go out and hunt for food. So let's see how I feel, because I know it can keep you awake because your body is in that fight or flight state. But I will do some breathing exercises, etc., to calm myself as much as I can before I go to bed. So I'm not cutting down from the chubbiest I've ever been, so I already am fairly lean, but I want to see how lean I can get, and this is what this process is going to be about. So over the coming 3 weeks, I will document all of this, and obviously over the next day and a half, I will document the rest of the fast. So I'll see you in the next video.